All right, and we are live. Welcome everybody to another stream. Just got finished up cleaning up my inventory here. Checking out all the stuff I picked up yesterday that I didn't really have a chance to look at. I think today we're going to be farming for some Hotshot gear and trying to get as many shade levels as possible because I really want to get to the exotics. I want to get to the good stuff. And I got a long ways to go. I'll show you the rewards track where we're sitting at right now. We are sitting at 8. And all the good stuff is way down. Oh, excuse me, way down here. And I do mean way down here. And we're still going. There we go. Alright, so it starts to get good right around 85. We're going to get the Sacrum Imperium, which I'm very curious to try. And then at 90, we get the Ninja Bike Messenger Backpack. So I have a lot of shade levels to grind. I'm probably going to hop into Countdown just to get the Hotshot gear pieces that I want, so I don't have to, wait for them to drop on the rewards track. So actually, why don't we start with that? Why don't we start off with some Countdown, get all warmed up. I'm going to run, of course, my all-time favorite. Just going to be my Fairview Wraith. I do have a build video out on this, if anyone is interested. It's basically a protection from elites build. This is basically 80% protection from elites. It's just easy mode with Countdown. Any build, honestly, that has a bunch of protection from elites will do well in Countdown. Alright, and I already have the targeted loot set to Hotshot, so if you're wondering why I didn't do that already.
Incoming backup request.
Go.
Invite to another agent's group. Receive.
So I don't bother people with my yammering. Let's see. So as far as what I picked up yesterday,
Another agent is now in your group.
I ended up picking up some pieces of the new Habsburg Guard. I got the mask. I think I got the named chest.
Another
Yep, got cherished named chest. Let's see. What else did I get? I don't think I got a backpack. I did not. I got the gloves. And okay, that was it. So with the Habsburg Gearset, it is one piece is headshot damage, 2 pieces marksman rifle damage, so very similar to Araldi. And then the third piece is status effects. So I don't see a lot of people. I don't foresee a lot of people running a 3-piece Habsburg, just because. But all right, let's fire this up. Yesterday, I briefly tested the new Relic G28 named marksman rifle in the firing range, and I gotta say, I was pretty underwhelmed by its performance. For starters, you have to invest so heavily into performance, weapon handling, just to hit what you're aiming at. You're gonna lose out on a lot of damage. Hello, Dragon. Welcome to the stream. It's kind of like I was saying yesterday, it's kind of like Backfire, where it's like you have to invest so heavily into Haspro that you're losing out on a ton of potential damage with the weapon, which is why I think a lot of people, myself included, kind of steer clear of it. I think the same can kind of be said for Relic.
We need to remove the virus from the
you have to put so much weapon handling on there just so you can hit stuff. It's like, why would I do that when I can just pick up like literally any other MMR and do just fine?
15 minutes lockdown.
White Death, for example.
Safety protocols activated.
slow. Oh god, just die already. Oh my goodness. Alright. There's some interesting bugs going on right now with the new talent, Determined. Because right now it's beyond meta. You'd be silly not to run it. But I guarantee you the devs are going to nerf it, and nerf it here pretty quick. So I'm probably going to hold off on build videos or anything regarding the new talent until things are a little bit more stable. Okay, you got to heal off. The devs got to get their house in order first. Where are you going? Nowhere. Okay. What do we got here? Secure the area, shade crate, protect VIP. Perfect. We can just hit this up real quick and then hop on down.
The target should be nearby.
I also need at some point, I need to finish my Wony run because I need those materials. But I gotta say, guys, it is so boring. I've done it so many times. I have to space it out into like hour chunks, half an hour chunks, just so I can retain my sanity. There's some Hotshot knees. I'll take those. Hello.
Hostile detected.
Where are you? There you are. Whoa. Ah, another Hotshot gear piece.
Hostile
Perfect.
neutralized.
Nice, nice.
Incoming. High risk
Not
hostile.
bad rolls on there. Once I get all the new gear pieces and the new exotics, I'm gonna be doing some streams where we're just basically doing a build lab, not to, you know, steal Tuxedo Bandito's title, but that's basically what it's going to be. I'll take that, and I'll take that. We're just gonna be fiddling around with the new builds and seeing what we can come up with. Oh, what did you drop? Sure, I'll take it all, and we'll see what we got at the end of this. Right, cooling tower, here we come. Again, I love that display on the backpack. That was a very nice touch. Dragon, planning on a build? Yes. Yes, and since I'm kind of behind the curve due to lack of free time lately, I've been watching other streamers' videos and getting ideas. I'll definitely be doing a Hotshot build of some kind. It looks like a very strong gear set. I'm very excited to get my hands on the Ninja Bike. That's going to open up a lot of possibilities. You know, a lot of streamers are saying that that the Ninja Bike isn't going to be meta.
Evacuate the facility.
But
Shade tech detected.
I want to try it out for myself first before I render judgment.
Security breach. Failure to override protocols will result in a full communications shutdown.
Is it going to be replacing Memento? I don't know. That is, the jury's still out on that one.
Secure the area so we can bring in the engineer.
The fact that you get 3 cores
Assault turret detected.
is
Protect
awesome.
the engineer.
And its attribute is a damage attribute, which is equally awesome. So I'm glad the devs went that direction with the backpack.
Hostile striker drone detected. Hostile incinerator turret detected. Rogue incinerator turret detected.
Find cover!
Rogue sniper turret detected.
Why is
Hostile
it
sniper turret
Oh.
detected.
Get out of here. I'm trying to do something. No, enough of that. Thank you. Well, and this is why I run with the EMP sticky bomb. It's for the shade crates and for the doggos on countdown. Works really well. Plus, if you really have to, you can shut down a hunter for a few seconds. Oh, hello. What is this? I already have a cone size. HG gloves. Are those a good roll? Yeah, it's not a bad roll. I'll keep that. As for like the Habsburg gear set, I have no plans for doing a build on that. It seems like a pretty... just seems like an okay build. I'll probably just be using the cosmetic aspects of HG. I mean, it's identical to Araldi, so it's just the order in which it unlocks the headshot and the marksman rifle damage is reversed. So I think I'll scrap that one. As far as I can tell, I haven't dug much deeper than just an initial glance at HG. Like I said, I'm behind. I'm trying to use every free second I have to try and catch up to all these other streamers who are like miles ahead of me right now as far as coverage of all this stuff. But, you know, IRL, life gets in the way. I actually was expecting to have today off, but I actually got called into
Agent,
work,
head to the
so
administration building.
this will be a somewhat short stream. I'll probably be able to play for a couple hours before I gotta head off to work. But I do have tomorrow off, so we're gonna have it's my one day off for a while. So we're gonna capitalize on it and make the most of it. Yeah, we're good on ammo. Oh, that's a door. I hope, well, on my wish list of things I hope the devs do, I hope they give us another countdown map. So, like, similar mechanics, just a new play space, just to kind of keep things fresh. Honestly, if they could give us, like, 2 or 3 to rotate through, that would be amazing. I think Kenley College would be an excellent,
I know it's your favorite job.
an excellent
We need to
choice
search the
for
control room
converting
and
it
find the
into,
server.
like, a countdown map. I mean, who plays Kenley, honestly? Besides the initial run, so you can get the Diamondback exotic, I don't think there's a reason to play Kenley. And it's a huge space. Yes, yes. Give me all the hotshot stuff. It's not bad. Sure, I'll keep that one. Kind of disappointed that they didn't release Descent, the Descent game mode. But I'm sure they have their reasons.
Evacuate the facility.
Maybe it'll come later in the season.
Nice job.
I mean, I didn't see anything on
Now, just need you to find another server.
the season track.
Communication
Oh,
systems
hello.
shutdown initiating.
As long as you're exploded. There we go. Fire. Oh my god.
Rogue bombardier drone detected.
There we go.
Hostile bombardier drone detected.
What's this? What's this? Nope. Don't need any of that.
Whoever said tech support was boring.
One more time.
One more server and you can reboot the system.
Warning. System breach. Initiating safety protocol.
Do I have some ideas for Dr. Home? Yes, I do. I absolutely love the change they made to it,
Hostile striker drone detected.
giving us that 10% armor on kill, and it was reported to me that it is instant, so it's not armor over time. It's just like the gunner spec, 10% armor on kill. And looking at the numbers that Dodd has put out on the Dr. Home, it is a very strong rifle, top tier as far as damage goes. So now you've got a top tier rifle, really good stability, really good damage numbers. It gives you 10% armor on kill.
System rebooted.
And that now works with
Communications
focus, by the way, which is something that it wasn't previously doing. So I'm going to have to revisit Dr. Home for sure. It also heals your teammates. So not only do you have that solo survivability going, but you can heal everyone on your team. And there is no
Good work,
range
Agent. You
restriction
saved the
on it,
time.
so they don't have to be like
Move
within
to
10
extraction
meters or
point.
whatever. If they're part of
When
your
you're ready,
party, they
send
can
them a
literally
flare
be
so
in
tourists
a
can
completely
pick you up.
separate area of the map, and you're going to be healing them with Dr. Home. So, look, there's Relic. The trash tier named rifle that I already have. So we're just going to go ahead and scrap that. So yeah, lots of possibilities just opened up. Very excited to retest things. That is definitely on my to-do list as well. I'll take that.
System malfunctioning.
Oh, right, the
Heavily armed hostiles
most
detected.
important part here, the crate. The big old crate. Don't think I want any of this.
System back online.
I think Dr. Home would do quite well on tank builds. Already has really solid damage output if you pair it, because the 10% armor on kills dependent on your armor.
Curtailed.
So the more armor you have, the more armor you get, and the more armor your teammates get. That is my understanding. This is how it was explained to me. I haven't tested it out myself. Just
System restored.
in case you were wondering, I have not tested any of that out myself. So yeah, it's a very strong talent now. It's not an absolutely useless talent like it was previously. So I can see a situation where, you know, you can set it up to be on a tank build, and you're hanging back, and you've got some talents on your gear that also help your team out. You know, either damage talents or healing talents, and you're just sitting back, picking off the enemy, constantly healing your teammates while they do their thing. Honestly, I think it would work well with a run and gun build too. I think Dr. Home just became quite versatile.
System activated.
Dragon, thank you for confirming that.
System curtailed.
When you're ready, send up a flare so Torres can pick you up.
There we go.
Hold tight. Helo
No,
inbound
who
to
called
your
in
location.
Helo? It's alright. I'll grab that, scrap that. Grab that one. By the way, I don't care for this aesthetic for the mask. I mean, what's with the Rubik's Cube on the front of it?
Torres is in position.
Alright, we are out of here. I think we got more than enough gear pieces now, so don't think I'm going to have to do this again. Yep, good damage. Dragon. Future initiative with 2-piece Brazos. Hermano
Safe area
backpack and
detected.
Overwatch on chest. Yes. That would be a very good build. Alright, let's check out what we got. So, with the Hotshot, in case you guys haven't seen the gear set bonuses, so the 2 pieces, you get the marksman rifle and the weapon handling, and then the 3 pieces, you're getting headshot damage, and then the 4 pieces, you're getting the headache talent. The first headshot with a marksman rifle will increase the next headshot by 20%. Second consecutive headshot with a marksman rifle will give 10% armor. If you're at full armor, it will give bonus armor, max 50% of current armor value. And the third consecutive headshot will refill the magazine. And then from that point forwards, it's giving you all 3. Missing a headshot will reset the cycle. So, very strong gear set. Let's see. Which one of these has the best attributes on it? This one does. We'll put that one on. I'll hold on to that one. Let's see which ones we got. Weapon damage, critical hit damage, headshot damage. Seems kind of a no-brainer that you'd want to run this gear set rolled to headshot damage, or is stacking as much headshot damage as you can. The chest piece talent for this gear set is you increase the bonus armor from 50% to 100%. So if you wanted to focus more on the healing aspect of the build, this would be a good piece to run. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be running a headhunter chest piece with this because, again, that just sort of seems like a no-brainer. So I'll be running Chain Killer. Let's see. We'll go with the Chain Killer that has all the headshot damage. Actually, yeah. We'll do all the headshot damage. Let's see. Holster. Headshot damage, health. I would say I'm going to keep that one for sure. We'll equip this one, and we'll roll that attribute to headshot damage. I'll scrap that one and scrap that one. The backpack, the talent on the backpack is Blessed. Agents can miss a headshot before resetting the cycle. So this would be handy for people who struggle to land headshots, give you a little bit more grace, a little bit more leeway. When it comes to your aim. I will not be using this backpack because I feel like that's kind of a waste of a talent. So again, we're going to be focused more on damage talents here. I'll keep a couple of these if they've got some good rolls on it. Probably want to keep a weapon handling one. Handling's good on sniper builds just in general, especially if you struggle with your aim. I also have a video up on how handling affects your scope sway. and that your scope sway is directly tied to the stability attribute, and weapon handling is a combination of attributes, stability being one of them. So if you find yourself missing a lot of shots, but you could swear that the reticle was actually on the target, and you're like, how am I missing everything? It's probably due to the scope sway, and you can improve that by investing into stability and or weapon handling. So I will keep that one, and then I will keep, let's see, which one has the highest weapon damage roll on it? I'll definitely keep that one. That's a good one too. I think I'll scrap the rest of these. Oh, as far as a backpack I'm going to run with this, let's see. I got an HG backpack. It's interesting to me that, considering this is more of a damage brand set, you know, obviously the first two are headshot damage and marksman rifle damage. It's weird that it's most of the gear set pieces that have been dropping have been like skill related attributes. Lots of skill damage, skill haste, health, explosive resistance, stuff that you'd expect to see on skill pieces. Combined arms for a talent, like why would I run that on a Hadsburg, you know? So I'll probably run a Apollo operator pack here. We'll do this one. We want to get those multiplicatives out first before we get the headshot damage, so I would prioritize marksman rifle damage over headshot damage first, and then invest the rest into headshot damage if you can. So like with this, we want to make sure, well, we're going to be running 4 pieces because I don't have the Ninja Bike yet. Ninja Bike will change this a little bit, but all right, so let's look at the gloves. What did we get? I'll definitely keep that one. And we'll keep both of these. So, but I'm going to equip that one. I'm going to re-roll that weapon handling to headshot damage. Lots of knees. Weapon damage, headshot damage, repair skills. Not the best rolls, but I'm going to hold on to that one. So how I kind of decide what I keep and scrap is I like to keep at least 2 of a gear piece. One that has a good attribute roll on it and one that has a good core attribute roll on it, so that I can re-roll the core attribute to armor or skill tier or whatever I need. And one so that I have, you know, a higher core attribute that I can re-roll the secondary attribute. And with these gear sets, since there's only one attribute, if you get a high rolled weapon damage, then you don't have to invest much in it to min-max it. So we're going to keep, let's see, that one's 10.8. So we'll keep this one. We'll equip this one. We'll scrap these 2. And then we'll keep the second one in case I want to re-roll the core attribute. What did I get over here? Oh, HG gloves. I'll hold on to those. All right, so we'll scrap the ones we don't need here. And we got ourselves a roughly slapped together Hotshot build here. Let me re-roll the attribute on those knee pads.
You need help with something?
We're going to go headshot damage. And we're going to try this all with headshot damage first, and we'll adjust it, you know, as needed. I'm sure I'm probably going to end up putting some kind of handling attributes on here, just because, you know, I like my weapons to be precise, and with snipers that's kind of imperative. So let's see, headshot. That one's got the headshot. That one's already set for headshots. Oh, right, I need to re-roll that one. My bad. All right, holster, weapon handling. Re-roll that to headshot damage. And then I think, okay, yeah, the gloves too. Headshot damage. So we'll do that to start off with.
Oh, hello.
As for the weapon of choice, I gotta go with my favorite, the Mantis. It is my favorite exotic. I mean, Nemesis slaps. You can't compete with the damage output of Nemesis, but as far as crisp, very very reactive, exotic MMRs. You can't beat the Mantis. It's got that, it gives you that information when you're looking through the scope. That's very valuable, especially in low light situations. It's highlighting the head of the target. You just can't beat it. It's very snappy, very responsive. That's the word I was looking for, responsive. Sorry, I'm still trying to wake up, even with a cup of coffee in my system. I'm still trying to wake up here. For a secondary, I usually run a rifle of some kind, my favorite being the M1A CQB. So we'll just go ahead and equip that. I'm going to switch the specialization to the no-brainer headshot specialization, the sharpshooter. And I want to make sure I have the right nodes activated on here. There we go. That's better. And just in case you weren't aware, the main reason why we run the sharpshooter specialization is because of these two things right here. So you get that 15% increased weapon stability, reduced recoil, faster reacquisition of targets. That makes the headshots a little bit more sticky. Very handy, especially if you're a console player. Not so important if you're a M&K player, but and then this one here, the 15% increased headshot damage with rifles and marksman rifles. And since we're running a rifle and marksman rifle, we get benefits to both. All right, and we're going to slap some headshot mods on here too before we start experimenting. Oh, look at that mask. I mean, why? Why the Rubik's Cube? I'm sorry. That was a very strange design choice. All right, this one's got headshot damage already on it. Headshot damage. There we go. All right, so I believe we are set. Now, granted, this isn't min-max, but we're pretty close. Let's take a look at our stats real quick. So we're sitting at very low critical hit chance, but crazy high headshot damage, 303% for the marksman rifle. Or, I'm sorry, the MMR. And then 15 and 74 with 212% headshot damage for this one. So, all right, let's set this to elite. Let's do just some rough testing here. Set it to 15 meters. Break out the old Mantis. So we've got vigilance on the backpack. Composure would also be another good one since you're going to be spending most of your time behind cover with this gear set. You're gaining that 30% weapon handling with the two pieces, which is going to be really nice. It's going to allow us to, in most situations, not have to roll more weapon handling elsewhere. Especially when you combine that with the sharpshooter specialization, it gives you another 15% on top of that. So you're looking at 45% handling bonuses on your weapons, which is already going to make them very stable. Certain weapons are going to need a little more help, like I found with the M1A. It still needs a little bit of help with its accuracy. The bolts tend to go wild, especially if you're spamming up close. But yeah, let's just try this out. See how this goes. All right, we're hitting 7.8 million headshot. And then, of course, after that, we're going to get just some nutty numbers here. And you can see the icon right next to the headhunter icon, the skull with a little lightning bolt on it. You can see it stacking up. Now we're at max stacks. So now we're getting all those bonuses every time we get a headshot kill. And what are we hitting damage-wise? 24 million? Looks like. Oh, I think that was a 25. It pops up so fast, it's hard to tell. 24 million. Yeah, 25. Just a little over 25 million. And that's with the Mantis. Now, granted, I do have it expertised up to 15. So you're going to get a little lower numbers than that if you don't have a bunch of expertise on there. But, yeah, very slappy. I'm going to try it with the Nemesis here next just to see what kind of numbers we get. And then we're going to take it out into the game world and take it for a spin and see what kind of survivability we get from a setup like this and how viable it is to land a bunch of consecutive headshots. I'm also curious to try out the M1A and see how it does. Now this M1A isn't geared for headshots. This is basically my backup. This is for spamming, you know, mid to close range targets when they get a little too close. So I'm going to bring it in a little closer here. And I'm going to aim for the body first just to kind of get some damage numbers. You can see it's still very stable. I don't think I have to really put any more weapon handling on this with that 30% plus the 15 from the specialization. That's very stable. And I'm not adjusting with my thumbstick, by the way. This is just me pulling the trigger as fast as I can. So we're going to aim for the head. Beautiful. Now, obviously, this the CQB, this isn't going to benefit the gear set because the gear set, it has to be with a marksman rifle for starters for you to really get the full benefit from it. And even if it wasn't with a marksman rifle, missing all those headshots would reset it every time. So this gear set will not benefit anything other than a marksman rifle, realistically. But yeah, chat, this is no compensation. So my hands are off the sticks. I am just going to rapid fire pull the trigger. Like that is a good amount of weapon handling. I'm very impressed. That feels really good. Now this build is going to be competing with my Snipey Boy build. I have done a build video on that as well, and I'm going to be deciding which one I like more and probably just stowing the other one. So I'm going to save this one here. But in case you guys haven't seen it, it's this build right here. Also with the Mantis and the M1A CQB. And this is a critical hit chance, critical hit damage build. So that, well, with some headshots on there. Let me just show you the build. It's got some headshot rolled onto there, I think. It's been a bit since I've played with this, but... So I've got the crit chance and crit damage. The idea behind this was to make the rifle really viable, as well as the marksman rifle. So I didn't just go straight headshot damage with this build. But obviously you have things that will benefit headshots like the Perfect Headhunter on there. Critical hit chance damage, lots of critical chance and damage all over the place. And then of course we got the 15% headshot damage and marksman rifle damage from their Raldi 2-piece. So there is some headshot damage rolled onto there, but it's not a headshot focus build. And you can see I've got some weapon handling on there as well. And the sole purpose of the weapon handling, well, actually there's two reasons. It's twofold. First was to make the M1A feel better. And the second was to reduce the scope sway with the Mantis so that I can pop shot a little bit better. And what I mean by pop shot is taking cover and making very, very quick headshots. And if you have a lot of scope sway, you're going to find yourself missing a lot of those. Scope sway is always working in the background. Let me see if I could just do it. You can see how, now I'm not moving the reticle, it's moving a little bit, but it's going to be more pronounced the less handling you have on there, and it also depends on the weapon that you're using. Mantis is kind of stable to begin with, so it's not that big of a deal, but on other marksman rifles, especially like things like the SVD, it is just all over the place. How do you get the Mantis? Good question. I believe it is part of the general loot pool, so you can set it to sniper rifles, and then pray to the RNG gods that it drops. I would always recommend for farming purposes using Countdown. It's just the most efficient way to get targeted loot as it stands right now until we get something else. So I believe that's all you have to do. I've had a bunch of these drop in Countdown when I had it set to marksman rifles. So you shouldn't... It shouldn't be too hard for you to get it to drop. I would say probably, on average, probably about a dozen runs or so, and you should get one to drop sometime around there. Other people have really bad RNG. Honestly, I have yet to get a 13% protection from elites mod to drop at all. I have yet to have a single one, and I've been playing this game. I mean, I'm over 4,000 shade. You can tell I've been playing this a while. Not one anywhere in any activity, even legendary content. So. Some people just have that really bad RNG, and I guess I'm one of those when it comes to at least the mods. Bridgie, you're welcome. Mantis is definitely my favorite, and I'll show you why. I'm going to take this out right now. Enough talk. Let's go take a checkpoint. Let's see. I don't think well, let's reset the checkpoints real quick, and we'll just get a feel for this build. and we'll make adjustments along the way. You know, it's possible once I get the Ninja Bike that this build is going to change drastically. But until we get the Ninja Bike, we're going to run with this. I've got a ways to go before we get that far on the rewards track. We're going to go take my favorite checkpoint. So we're going to be assessing its viability, its stability, damage output, how it does at close range, how it does with long range. If we need to switch, maybe even switch out the weapons for something else. You know, we're going to see what pairs well with this gear set. I would imagine basically any relatively stable marksman rifle and or rifle would do quite well with this gear set just in general. So I also want to test this with Dr. Home. I think this has a possibility of working very well with that. And if you're wondering what that background noise is, it is one of my cats. She has decided to take this very moment to express herself. This is probably going to be ugly.
Let's do this.
Wasn't as ugly as I expected. The other reason why I really love the Mantis is because you basically can chain the decoy indefinitely as long as you're getting some headshot kills. And the decoy is very strong for distracting the enemy. Oh, I'm going to go this way. We'll approach it from the other side. I don't like approaching from that side. Not unless I have a tank build of some kind.
Agent requesting backup.
Run, puppy. Who's behind me? Hello. So you see how it highlights their heads? So you get that yellow circle on their heads if they're not looking at you, and then you get the red indicator if they're currently targeting you. And that is, honestly, information is very valuable in this game. And it also highlights their satchels. You can see it's got those little grenade logos. So very handy. And you can imagine in low light where you can barely tell where their head is at, that this would come in very clutch because it will literally show you where their head is regardless. So that is one of many reasons why I love the Mantis. And I will say that the high-end version of the Mantis, I think it's the SRS. I think I have one on me somewhere. Do I have one with me? Yes, Covert SRS. This is a very nice marksman rifle. And if you would rather run an exotic here in place of the CQB, so like say you wanted to run Dr. Home, but you wanted the feel of the Mantis and the performance of the Mantis, minus its, you know, exotic traits, that is an excellent alternative, and I will switch to that here after we do this initial test. I'm going to switch to Dr. Home and the SRS, just to kind of show you. Get set up here. Toss this out, and we'll go to work. Moving targets are very difficult to hit. Yep. Alright, so I got some headshot kills. So this is going to reset my decoy. So as soon as my decoy's done... completely missed. Alright, so my decoy just died, so now I'm going to toss out another one. And we're just going to have to be mindful of when the decoy expires, so we can toss out another one. Alright, so now we're going to toss out another one. Make sure they can see it. He's holding still and I missed. And I missed again. What am I missing? So, I don't know why, but I'm not getting the Gearset proc. I don't know if you guys noticed that too. But the little skull logo for the Gearset is not showing up. I don't know if it's actually working or not. If it's just a visual bug, or if it's actually like a bug, like it's not working. Has anybody seen any news on this Gearset being bugged? Because it doesn't seem to be working.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
Unless I missed something. Nope. Stop shooting at me. Shoot my decoy. Oh. Alright, tossing out another one. Sorry, chat, I'll get to you in just a second. Very focused. Oh, come on, that was a headshot.
Hostile broadcast detected.
Beautiful.
CP captured. Good job.
Okay, any other good MRs that don't take you out of the scope after a shot? That's a good question. Honestly, the SVD, as long as you're invested enough into weapon handling, isn't a bad choice. It's a good semi-auto. Let me think. I have to remind myself what other MMRs there even are. I mean, pretty much any of the bolt action ones, but you want one that doesn't take you out of the scope. So I would say probably Dread Edict, the exotic SVD, and then the high-end version of the SVD would probably be your best option if you don't want to be taken out of scope. And actually, let's equip it. We'll fight the next wave with those guys. I honestly can't think of any others I would use. I was just looking to see if I have anything on there. Honestly, you're better off using something like the classic M1A with a scope. If you wanted a marksman rifle, an MMR-esque weapon, this does quite well. It's just, you wouldn't be able to run it with something like...
broadcast picked up.
Oh, I'm not even running with the Hotshot Gearset. Wow, guys, I am so sorry. Chat, I'm so sorry. I'm not even running with the new Gearset. I was like, wow, this feels really good, but it doesn't seem to be working. I'm just an idiot. Just an idiot. Alright, I'm going to slap on the Dread. And we'll call for reinforcements here.
Reinforcements incoming. Incoming hostiles detected.
It's good stability. The SVD archetype bucks like a mule. So, under normal circumstances, this is, especially when you're spamming it, like I kind of am, it's just all over the place. But this is actually pretty stable. Honestly, I think Dread would pair quite nicely with this gear set, considering that it grants you bonus armor, it automatically reloads for you. Come on now.
Hostile broadcast detected.
Now we're at max stacks already. Now, I am curious what kind of a timer it's on. Like, how long can you keep the max stacks before it just disappears?
Hostile detected.
Oh, come on. He's going to be coming up that ladder. Okay, he's done.
Hostile broadcast picked up.
I think you did too. Oh, he moved. Yeah, Bridgie, it's not bugged. I'm just dumb. I forgot that I switched it over to my Snipey Boy build, and then I'm running around like, oh, it's not working.
Locked.
No, it's just me. It's just exactly something I would do. I don't need any of that. Show me the loot. Mark.
Guarding location
Farming for
nearby.
Hotshot right now. Never tried Sniper on this game. Sniper is a very satisfying way to play, but it's not as efficient as the other types, like, you know, run and gun. So you're not going to kill as fast, but it is a lot of fun. There is nothing more satisfying than that headshot sound that the game makes when you successfully land one.
Got plenty of resources.
Hostile broadcast detected.
Nothing moving out there yet.
Let's see, I don't think I need that. Grab my loot. I need to grab Dr. Home out of my stash so I can test that too. I don't need any of this stuff. Scrap it all. Let's head back to the White House. I'm gonna go to the bench and look at what sniper rifles are available and kind of answer your question a little better here, because I'm struggling to come up with what all we have even available to us right now off the top of my head. So I need a reminder. Let's go over to the bench here. Wait. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so yeah, bolt action rifles, commandos, the named version of the SVD. It's got a really middling talent on it, so I wouldn't recommend commando. These are all bolt action. Dreads, good choice for full auto, or semi-auto, should I say. G28 is honestly a hot pile of trash. And I honest to God don't understand why the devs chose to choose this marksman rifle to be the exotic and to be the named rifle, because literally nobody's going to use it. I'm just saying. Bolt action, bolt action, bolt action, bolt action, all bolt action. Oh, Carol, bolt action. Yeah, so I'd say that's kind of going to be it. It's going to be, well, the SOCOM Mark 20, this is a semi-auto one that's not going to kick you out of the scope when you're using it, but this is equal in hot trashiness to the Relic or the G28. So I would dissuade you from using that. Yeah, I guess that's it for semi-auto marksman rifles. Now, there's plenty of rifles that you could use in place of a marksman rifle that'll do really well. But our options are kind of limited, unfortunately. Yeah, and let me just show you the Relic. I actually haven't tried Relic with Hotshot yet because I just got it. So let's just for funsies. Let's set this to elite. I should have Relic on me. There's Relic. So Relic comes with a perfect determined. So After killing an enemy with a headshot, next shot landed on any enemy will be a guaranteed critical headshot. So, and you can pick this up right now from the campus settlement. They're selling it at the vendor, if anybody cares to buy this, but let's see how it does. So right now, I believe I have a couple stability mods on there. Yeah. So I've got the stability grip. I've got the optimal range on there. Let me just put something on here. Don't know if... I'd probably just put headshot damage on here, honestly, if I could. So you can see its recoil pattern is bad. And this isn't even at its full cadence. This is full cadence. Good luck hitting anything. And that's at 15. Can you imagine actually using this like a sniper rifle? Aim for the head. I think 2 out of those 20 bullets actually hit the head. Now granted, that's at max spam. If you were to slow it down a bit. But even slowing it down a bit, it's like, it's just so bad. You basically have to fire at that rate to make it viable. It's just a bad weapon. Now you could do something like braced on the chest or get a bunch of weapon handling rolls somewhere on here, but it's just like, why? It's not that great of a weapon to begin with. It's not really worth completely retooling your build to make this one weapon viable when there are better weapons, simply better weapons out of the box. Excuse me. So, hard pass for me on this weapon. Maybe some Division genius will come up with some use for it, but I'm not seeing one, unfortunately. Let's see. I wanted to try out the Nemesis real quick. See what kind of damage numbers I can get from this build. A little hard to read, but I think 54 million, just shy of 55 million actually. Looks like it's 54.9. I'm reading that correctly. Yeah, somewhere around that. So, a lot of damage. Yeah, with this build, it would basically be a guaranteed one-shot headshot for all enemy types. Probably including rogues and bosses. I don't know about hunters, but it would be close. It'd probably be a 2-shot for a hunter. I'm not exactly sure how much health they have. So, yeah, Nemesis. Lots of fun. I tend to swap out my... sniper rifle for the Nemesis on my builds if I'm running in a group. Because of the enemy health scaling, you'll find getting headshots with some of these other ones, like Dreadedict Mantis, for example, becomes increasingly difficult. But with Nemesis, because it puts out so much damage, it's a quick fix for that problem. All right. Restock here. So I really like this Hotshot. I'm not gonna lie. This build feels really good. And we're just invested in headshot damage. It's not even min-maxed. We've got some really good damage numbers going here. Other sniper builds that I have, I've got my full stop. This is the tip of the spear build. A lot of fun. I believe I did do a build video on this one as well, if you're interested. And of course, my Snipey Boy build. I have a build video out on that as well. A lot of fun. Let's try out the Dr. Home. Let's see, Mark. I've got a Dread Edict and Mantis. How do you get the Nemesis? So... there's actually a quest that you have to complete in order to unlock the Nemesis, but once it's unlocked, it'll drop in the general loot pool. Off the top of my head, I don't exactly remember what the quest is, but there are tons of YouTube videos. If you just do a cursory search for Nemesis quest, you'll probably find the video that you're looking for. The general idea behind it is that you have to do the invaded strongholds, and each invaded stronghold gives you a piece. There's a mission. I'm trying to remember. I think there's a boss at the Grand Washington Hotel. And again, this is just off the top of my head. It's been a while since I've done this, so don't quote me on any of this. But there's a boss that'll drop the blueprint, and then you collect the pieces from doing the strongholds. The strongholds, the invaded strongholds, they rotate from week to week, so it's kind of going to be luck of the draw if you get the stronghold you want from week to week, because there could be duplicate invaded strongholds. And then once you have all the pieces, you craft it at the bench, and it's yours. It's not a very hard quest. It's just there's some RNG involved with getting the invaded strongholds you need from week to week. But it's very easy to get. Very easy to get. Bridgie. Still have to get the blueprint for Nemesis. We'll have to get that done too. Both exotics put out serious damage on that build. Yes. The Nemesis is second to none as far as marksman rifle damage output. And like I said, it's overkill if you're playing solo. And, you know, you have to charge the rounds. And I'm not a big fan of staying out in the open, trying to get a bead on someone's head for an extended period of time, which is why I really like the Mantis. It allows me to, well, I call it pop shotting. I'm sure there's some technical term for it or something that I'm unaware of. But, you know, where you're behind cover, you just pop up, you take a shot, and you go back behind cover just really quickly. You're not going to be able to do that with Nemesis. So if I'm playing by myself, I want a weapon that I can just quickly get a shot off and mostly stay behind cover because I'm very squishy. I typically don't run any armor whatsoever on sniper rifle builds because, again, I'm going from cover to cover. I'm not out in the open. I'm not using a shield. Not that you could use a shield with marksman rifles anyways, but your friend is cover. Which is why, as a good alternative, if you find yourself not getting a lot of use out of Vigilance, because it does deactivate if you get so much as get nicked, you could run a backpack with Composure on it. And I may ultimately swap out Vigilance for Composure, because as long as you're in cover, that talent is active. Now, you lose 10% overall damage output, but you gain more uptime. And a lot of times, uptime is everything. Because let's face it, if Vigilance is constantly shut off because you're getting nicked repeatedly, then you're losing 25% damage versus only losing 10% damage with a talent that has no prerequisites other than to play appropriately as a sniper, essentially. If that makes any sense. I'm going to scrap that. What else did I get? That's a good roll. I'll hold on to that. And I usually hold on to multiple versions of each gear piece until I'm satisfied with a build, and then I'll scrap all the extra ones, because I never know what I'm going to want to retool or move around, or some new information comes to light, or some YouTuber who's smarter than I am comes up with a build that just makes a lot of sense. I'm like, oh, okay. That's why you want to run it that way. Oh, right, I keep getting distracted. I want to grab Dr. Home. Dr. Home. I honestly haven't even looked at the new flavor text on this, so let me equip this real quick. We'll do Dr. Home. What does it say now? Dr. Home. Shooting an enemy with this weapon will apply a mark for 5 seconds. If a marked target is killed, it will drop a 10% armor repair kit, which applies to the whole party. That can't be right. From my understanding, just getting a kill gives you that 10% armor kill. There's nothing you have to retrieve. We're going to test this, chat. Mark, I did invaded Tidal Basin last week. I got a scope part. Thanks for explaining. It must be part of the Nemesis. Yes, it is. To start the quest, you're actually going to get... Actually, I can show you. The start of the quest is this weapon right here, the Adrestia. I'm trying to remember which mission you actually pick this up at, but it's in a locked room in a box. And you'll get this and you'll want to dismantle it to get the part that you need from it. And then everything else just kind of drops as a part. But again, I'm going off of memory. Don't quote me on anything, because I could have little details wrong here and there, but the general idea is you do invaded strongholds in very specific invaded missions to get the blueprint and the parts that you need, and then you craft it at the bench, and from that point on, Nemesis is going to drop out in the open. It's probably going to take you a few weeks to get it, because again, it has to be specific invaded, and they rotate. So, kind of out of your control, though, which is unfortunate. But if those in the chat are interested in getting Nemesis, there's no time like the present to start. Might as well get the process started. Wow, this thing just does not move. The shots go a little wild if I'm spamming it. That is all kinds of stable. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely healing me 10%. You can see my health going up. So it would appear that the flavor text is wrong. It's not dropping an armor kit. It should say 10% armor on kill on here. It should say if a marked target is killed, it will grant 10% armor on kill. That's what it should say. So they need to update that. It's going to confuse the hell out of people. Mark, I got that Entitled Basin. You're right. I broke that rifle down and got the part. Good. Yes. So you have definitely started the quest. It's all just a matter of completing it. And it doesn't have to be on any specific difficulty level. You can have it set to normal. You don't have to play it on hard or challenging or heroic or any of that stuff. You don't have to do it on legendary. You just have to do the missions. So it's like one of the easiest exotics to get. You just have to get the right missions. Let's see. So this works with Focus 2, by the way. That was brought to my attention that they fixed that particular bug. Since this is a hard scoped rifle where you just don't have the option to unscope from scoped. That is very useful. So I would say if I were to adjust this and if I was aiming for headshots or I was using this exclusively for headshot kills, I would put a little bit more accuracy on there because its stability is fine. Like, holy crap, it doesn't move at all. But you can see how the bullets kind of go off to the sides when I'm under full spam here. You can see how it kind of, even though the reticle's not moving, the bullets are. And that would be an accuracy stat, so you'd want to bump up accuracy. To fix that. But in general, I don't use rifles for headshot damage. I use them for body shots as a backup. I'm not really aiming for the head. But I can show you the M1A. I kind of touched on that. Let me switch my build real quick. Do full stop. And I'm going to switch this out for... Oh, did they change the icon for the Dread Edict? Chat, am I losing my mind, or has that full stop icon always looked like that? The bullet with the chevrons on it. I swear it looked like something else previously. Let's see. Let me grab my M1. My classic. So this is a scoped classic M1A. I'm going to set this to hard. I'm just going to do a really quick demonstration that rifles can be just as strong as marksman rifles if you build it correctly. So the idea with this gear set with Tip of the Spear is you're going to use your specialization to trigger the aggressive recon, the 4-piece bonus. And that's going to amp up the weapon damage. And then you just switch to whatever weapon you want, and that extra damage is procced for a full minute. Like that. So now I'm going to switch to my M1. Oops. And you can see I'm getting one-shot headshots. All day. All day long. And this is just a rifle. And this rifle is going to have better performance than, well, pretty much every MMR, to be honest, as far as like stability, accuracy, and all that stuff goes. So if you're really struggling to get headshots and you need something that's just like really, really stable, you could try making a rifle headshot build, but treat it like a sniper build. This build right here that I just demonstrated, I do have a build video up on it, or up on my channel. If you're curious, you want more information on it. But this works really well with the M1 specifically. It'll work with other rifles as well, but the classic M1A is generally considered the best of the rifles. So yeah. Okay, so let's switch back to the Hotshot build. I want to try... Actually, you know what I want to try is... I want to try Dr. Home with my Snipey Boy build, because I had tried running it with Dr. Home and the SLR in that spot, and I think we're going to try that again. It worked out really well back in the day. Oh, Covert SRS. Sorry, I don't know why I'm saying SLR. That's a camera. So this is the high-end version of the Mantis right here, the Covert SRS. And I'll show you that this is still quite viable if you would rather run an exotic in the other slot. Make sure... Yeah, okay. Oh, and I need to switch off the decoy since we're not going to get full use out of the decoy. In the absence of decoy being viable, I usually run the turret. This thing goes with me everywhere. It's practically on every one of my builds because it's just so good for distraction. You're getting a little extra damage out of it. It's up for a very long time. You can pick it up when it's been deployed and you'll get some of that time back, so you don't have, it doesn't start from 0 every time you refresh the skill. You can pick it up like when it's half done with its duration, 232 seconds, and you don't have to wait for the full cooldown. So I'm going to bring this into 10. The way that this build is designed is this is designed for close to mid-range, and of course the sniper rifle is designed for long range. So I'm not aiming for the head with this. This is a crit chance and damage build with some light headshot damage rolled in there. So let's see how this performs with body shots. Honestly, I think they might have cut back on the Dr. Holmes damage output. Where's my CQB? They did. They nerfed Dr. Home. So Dr. Home is based on the CQB platform. So the damage numbers should be similar. Granted, this is expertise to 15. But it shouldn't feel that weak. It feels weak. To me, at least. I could always expertise this up, see how it does. I know I'm going to be using Dr. Home for something. So I'm gonna go ahead and invest some expertise in there, anyways. Let's expertise this up so we get a better, a more fair comparison, I guess.
Good to see you. You need to craft something?
Dr. Home. Oh, I don't even have it. All right, well let's fix that first. Okay, there we go. Now it's proficient. Let's upgrade it a little bit, or as far as we can. Looks like I'm going to need to get some more components. I should be able to get this to 5%. Yeah, I'll get this to 5. And my OCD won't allow me to expertise in anything less than increments of 5. So like 6%, 7%, nah, we're going to 10, or we're not doing it at all. That's just how I roll. So I'm going to need to scrap some, looks like we're going to need to scrap some more weapons to get the components that I need to get this up to 10. But we got it a little bit up here.
Anything I can do for you?
I know I'm going to find a use for this, so I don't consider this a waste. A waste of materials. But I do need to finish my Woney run at some point so that I can get more materials and not have to worry so much about running out of stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is strong. For sure. It's still strong. Okay, let's take this out and take it for a spin. I want to see how Dr. Home does with this build. And I'll demonstrate the SRS. In the absence of the Mantis, it is an excellent second choice. Let's do the nest.
Detected. Nearby location. Guarded by hostiles.
I do want to try a tank build with Dr. Home as well at some point. I think it would do quite well. So I like to approach this from the side, because if you're in front, you've got a bunch of guys all along the front here, focus firing on you. I typically would take up my position right here, including the minigun. But if you approach from the side, it forces them into a narrower cone. Oh, hello. Don't want to get the attention of the checkpoint. Hello. Here, have a distraction. Want to make sure nobody gets on this. So the other thing with Dr. Home that you have to keep in mind is that the enemy does have to be marked. You have that mark that's above her head right now. That has to be there in order for you to get that 10% armor on kill. So you could find yourself in a situation where you're actually killing them too fast.
Agent in need of backup.
Ah, you got the grenade off. It's okay. Scooch over a little bit here. Ah, you guys just can't help yourselves, can you? How was that a miss? Again, how is that a miss? Okay, well, let's discourage him from being up there. Come on, stick your head up. Or run, whatever. And this is just the high end. You can see it's doing just fine for headshots. Once you get the headhunter procs going, it does just fine.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
Like taking candy from a baby who hates candy.
They're wounded.
Yep. There we go. Hey, one-shot boss. Look at that. again, this is just your basic covert SRS. I've got Ranger on there, which is, it's an okay talent. Obviously, the further away the target is, the more damage it's going to apply. But, I mean, you could have that set to something else. It doesn't have to be Ranger. But, yeah, just damage targets out of cover. Basic rifle. But it feels just like the Mantis, which is why I like to run this, because I absolutely love how Mantis feels. It performs very well. And I am big on weapon performance over weapon damage or anything else. You know, you can have all the damage in the world, but if you ain't hitting what you're aiming for, what's the point? And well, of course, in talents like Headhunter, makes pretty much all bolt action MMRs viable for one-shot kills. So. I'm going to post up here, and then we'll call in reinforcements. Don't think I care for any of that stuff.
Reinforcements en route.
I'll switch to Dr. Home here. This is great for spamming, for sure. Yeah, let's give ourselves some armor here. Here comes a Splody. I'm gonna go ahead and put my turret right here. Take care of Splody when he comes around the corner here. Stupid rails.
Shots.
Damn it.
Outcasts can be killed like anyone else. On my way to the main. Destroy that thing.
Heavily armored hostile.
We'll say that 10% armor ain't much. Not with an all-red build. It would definitely be more noticeable if I had some armor cores rolled onto this. Ow, 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 ow. What the hell?
Serious trauma detected.
What is hitting me? Now, I wonder how well Dr. Home would work with negotiators. If you'd be able to mark a bunch of targets and get giant chunks of your health back when you're killing 2 or 3 at a time. Wonder how well that would work. No, I'm not gonna go that way. I've got some testing to do. And of course I can't aim low, apparently.
Moving to a new position. Let's grab the
Okay, we're gonna go
minigun.
around this way. This railing is annoying.
You scared of me?
Alright, so with this build, Dr. Home feels fine.
Supply
I don't think
room
it's
access
exceptional, but it's not bad. Really, where it shines, of course, is that armor on kill. It might be better suited for a build with more armor cores on it versus something like this. But I'm going to have to play around with that. Grab all my loot here. Let's see what we can come up with.
You think before the green poison, we could have passed the background checks to guard a place like this?
Give me the loot. Thank you. Okay, so... Oops. All right, back to the Hotshot build. How else would one build this? Based on its talents, what it's good at. Honestly, the only other thing I can think of is using Ninja Bike and then maybe adding an additional piece, because the Ninja Bike would satisfy the requirements for a 4-piece. You know, Ninja Bike's going to give you that extra armor, which is going to work hand in hand with Hotshot, because you're going to get, 10% armor. The more armor you have, the more armor you're going to get. That would work out really well. Plus, you get that skill tier, which you could, use with whatever, skills you're running. That would enhance that. You would lose at 10% marksman rifle damage with the Ninja Bike. But let's see, what else would you do? You would gain, like if you're running it with Chain Killer, you would gain that second attribute, damage to armor. So you'd gain 5% damage to armor. We're just gonna have to see. Again, I'm just gonna have to get my hands on the Ninja Bike. I'm not very good at theory crafting. I prefer to have it like in my hands doing the thing. And so we're currently at 12. We got a long ways to go, chat. Holy crap. It is tempting to just spend money and get all this stuff, but I'd rather not. We've got all season to get this done. And there's really no rush, unless the rush is competing with other content creators to get stuff out, which I am not. I'm not going to do that. So let's try, what else can we try with Hotshot to see how it does? Let's play with Nemesis. I think this will be fun. I'll show you just how overkill this actually is. What did I pick up? But, Hotshot's a pretty straightforward build. Well, actually, let's do Navy Hill. That'll be a good one.
Hostiles guarding location nearby.
What's going on over here? Oh. There we go.
That was the last one.
Detected. Nearby location guarded by hostiles.
Oops, sorry, I'm reading things while trying to play. Multitasking and all that. Forgot to switch my skills. I want my turret. Gotta have a turret on a sniper build. See, now if I had the Mantis, it would be highlighting their heads. And it wouldn't be hard to see them. But let's go ahead and charge it up. Ideally, I should kill a purple to get the ball rolling, but I literally cannot see. There we go.
Hostiles guarding location nearby.
Now, you don't have to have a full charge if they're lower health. Like these red bars, you could probably get away with a half charge or even like a quarter charge. But for everything else, you're going to want to make sure it's fully charged or as close to fully charged as you can get.
Armored hostile detected.
You can see there's like no scope sway. It's very tiny. Very tiny. So lots of stability with this gear set. I really like it. It just makes builds easy. You just run the 4-piece chain killer, Araldi, you're set. Nothing else to it. You don't have to put much thought into the build construction. Headshots everywhere. Gear set will do the rest. I'm just repositioning here.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
A little bit. Thanks to you. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, my little buddy's down. Redeploy, little buddy. Oof. Oh, I made a tactical error.
Serious trauma detected.
Distract him, little buddy. Thank you. Ah. Didn't move in time. One shot, one kill.
CP captured. Good job.
Okay, I got a little hairy towards the end there. Don't think I need to pick up any ammo, so we can just go ahead and kick off the next wave here. I'm gonna get up top though.
Incoming backup request.
First we'll fire off a flare. Maybe? There we go.
Reinforcements incoming. Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Damn. Here comes this Splody. Oh, come on. Oh, okay. I guess I tried to fire, I released the trigger, and nothing happened. That was weird. I hear a Splody.
Attack!
Yeah, here he comes. Oh, he just exploded. Okay, never mind. Whoop. There we go.
Heavily armored hostiles.
So you can see, like, what I was talking about with the marksman rifles, like, it's not the most efficient way of playing, but it is the most fun. In my opinion, I'm a huge fan of sniping.
Change that!
It's not for everyone, for sure. Don't feel bad if you don't particularly enjoy it. That is probably a normal reaction to sniping. Yeah, she's going. Damn.
Fire at them!
Would you hold still?
Not so
Quit doing that chicken dance. My goodness. Apparently I got an exotic drop over here.
Nothing that we get.
I don't need this stuff. Mark, my OCD would not have let me leave that loot behind before kicking that wave off. Yes.
Marked.
Understandable. Let's see, what dropped here? I got a Merciless. I mean, I already have one. But I will gladly take the component, because I need lots of exotic components. And don't need this, I'll take that. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Go pick up my loot that I worked so hard for. So yeah, that was a good demonstration of the Nemesis, how it works. You know, you've got the charge. You don't have to have a full charge for it to work. You just, you know, if it's a red bar or purple bar, you're probably better off having close to a full charge. So you're getting the full umph behind it. But I mean, it does millions of damage at base. And that's without the headhunter proc or anything. So yeah, very strong. You guys are really going to enjoy it once you get your hands on it. Great for group play. Great for legendary. Very recommended for any legendary play. If you're going to run sniper. Honestly, I don't run sniper for legendaries. You're just too squishy. What did I get? That's got good weapon damage on that. I'll hold on to that for now. Okay, let's see. How are we doing on time? Probably gonna need to end the stream here, guys. We're getting close to my cutoff time before I gotta get ready for work and get going here. But you know, we tested Hotshot. I love this gear set. Highly recommend you guys pick this up. That 30% weapon handling is great on here. And you can basically just invest everything heavily into headshot damage and do just fine. Pick up a chain killer if you don't already have one. Just make sure one of the rolls is headshot damage, critical hit damage, or critical hit chance. Ideally, I would like critical hit chance on there. So this isn't even a god rolled chess piece for this particular setup. If you don't have chain killer, you're fine with another chess piece just rolled to the normal headhunter. You don't have to have perfect headhunter. But if you're trying to maximize your build damage output, definitely grab one of these. Then backpack, you know, Araldi. If I were to run another piece here, it would probably be a second piece of Araldi. If I didn't run a walker, just so I could get that additional 15% headshot damage on there. You could also run Providence piece. One piece Providence would do the same thing. Do I have Providence on me? Let me show you Providence.
Come over here, eh?
One Piece Providence. I have no. Oh, there it is. I was like, I know I have Providence on here. So the One Piece Providence is going to give you the same thing, 15% headshot damage. In the new gear set, actually, you could probably run the new chest. Yeah, you could run one piece of the Habsburg Guard. Okay, yeah, I am saying that right. Obviously, you'll want different rolls from this, but one piece will give you that 15% headshot damage. So you have a lot of options with this. Seems like a very versatile set. My initial impressions of the backpack were, you know, don't use it. There's no reason to use it. It's just making it a little easier or a little bit more forgiving for missing headshots. And then the chest piece was okay. What did I do with it? Oh, it's right here. Yeah. Bonus armor from 50% to 100%. So it's an okay trait, but because of how you would normally play as a sniper, I feel like it's better invested into damage output, and Chain Killer is just too good. The Headhunter talent is just too good to pass up. But we'll see what other creators come up with. I'm going to need to fiddle around a little bit more with it before I'm 100% satisfied with it and decide to do a build video on it. So I want to make absolutely sure this is the best option for you guys. So thank you everybody for watching. And I will be streaming again tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure when just yet, but I'll probably post something on YouTube to let you guys know when I'll be online. Probably doing some more farming, some more shade leveling so we can get closer to those exotics, so I can finally play around with those. But yeah, thank you everybody. I'll catch you all in the next one.